Hello, we are live for what is my very first YouTube live, so welcome here. I thought that for this first live stream on YouTube, I've done many on Facebook or Instagram, but really want to talk about a very disturbing trend that I've noticed with online entrepreneurs in 2026, and it has to do with AI. I think we all noticed, if you think back to 2025, it was the year that everybody decided they would jump into AI tools. And, we were all on the bandwagon of let's reduce our time, let's speed things up, let's get stuff done. And there was this huge hunger, I think, to use these great tools that are at our fingertips to just pump out more content, to be able to do more things and not have to do it all yourself. However, what people also did, and maybe this is you, maybe not, but a lot of people decided that they would just trust whatever their AI tool told them. So the things that came out of their AI tool were taken as the gospel truth, like this is exactly what I need. And as they used the tools more and more and asked more questions, they were starting to not only do research, but to take advice and guidance from the AI tool. Now, let's temper this a little bit, because in some cases, taking advice from the AI tool is probably fine, especially if you've asked it to do a how-to, like how do I create a live video on YouTube, or how do I set up a camera, with X amount of lighting. There are many things that your AI tool can give you really specific steps. Fantastic. That is really great. But what a lot of people did, and I saw so many people posting prompts that they're using for their AI, which was asking them basically to come up with their business strategy, to determine what their marketing strategy should be, how to position, what sort of products they should offer. Literally, people were outsourcing the core strategy of their business to a computer, a tool, and not a very old one either, like a relatively new tool that humans created to analyze data. Now, when you think about this for a moment, the data that AI has access to is what already exists. It is not, and you know this when you think about it for more than 2 seconds, AI is not a predictor of the future. AI is not an all-seeing spirit guide up there in the universe looking down and knowing you and understanding you and able to give you specific advice for your situation. Unfortunately, even though it sounds like it really knows you, and how clever is it, right, when you ask those questions and it gives you answers, it's no different to reading a horoscope in the paper, when someone's written it in a way that you could read it and think, oh, that does apply to me. Well, AI is no different. It's actually just been really well trained to do that and actually to give you the answer that you want. So it's been trained to agree with you. It's been trained to give you something that sounds, on the surface level, when you first read it, it just sounds like it's ideal. But dig a bit deeper next time you ask your AI something, or maybe you've even been using it today. But I want you to just really take a moment to read what it has said and dissect it. Because I guarantee if you step away from it and come back and reread it again, it's going to feel like it's very flat. It's very surface level. And the reason being is, number one, that, as I mentioned before, it's analyzing the information it has available, which is what already exists, which is what it's gathering or able to access data across the internet. That's what exists already. It's not taking into account your specific situation and the things that pertain to you, or being able to see the future of where it is that you should go. So it's not really able to help advise you strategically, except based on the past. And what do you do when you are creating the future based on the past? Well, you're just going to be creating the same future that you're currently living, because your current situation is an output of past decisions, past information. What has already existed has got you to here today. So what got you here is not going to get you to your next level. If you're trusting AI to literally tell you your business strategy, to tell you your marketing strategy, to help you make those really important decisions around your direction and what you should do, it is creating more of what you already think and know. The thing about AI is it can't see in your blind spots. It's really not able to look and see beyond what it is that you're telling it. And I know that when I say that, you're thinking, well, it does give me different answers to what I've said. But it's very cleverly designed to take those questions and to look at the responses and answers that other people have been given who've asked similar questions. And it's giving you back what other people have said, that's great, or yes, I want that, or I like that. So the more and more we're leveraging and leaning into AI as the tool, the more generic, the more similar, the more, what's the word? It's like we're generalizing into more of the same and becoming very cookie cutter as opposed to being very different. Now, that to me is a major red flag. Like, if you're going to be in business today in 2026 and you think that you can do business by being the same as everybody else, well, that's why so many businesses were struggling in 2025. Because they started trusting their AI. They were following AI's direction and instruction, using it as their business coach, using it as their marketing strategist, literally just outsourcing the thinking to a computer that is designed to basically categorize and systemize information, generalize, summarize it, and give it to you. And that's what everyone's doing. So think about it for a minute. The more people are doing that, the more everybody is starting to have the same approach, the same thinking, the same output. And the more same you are, the more invisible you become. It's never been more important to be different, to actually stand out and have a reason why someone should say, I want to follow you. What difference is there when what you're putting out has been given to you by AI? Gosh, I would be highly, highly suspicious and wary of following AI's direction if you were going to be using it for that kind of strategy thinking. Now, you might think I'm someone who's a downer on AI and, all of those things. That's not the case. I do use it. I use AI, but very specifically for certain tasks. It's really great for doing research, getting information that could have taken you hours to find using the old methods. It's really good for that. It's great for summarizing things. It's good for picking out information from, if you've given it a whole lot of information, it's great at pulling out some core data. Still, even on those things, you do have to do a little bit of a sanity check on it yourself, because I've found AI has made up information, it's made up stats, it's made up data. And when I've dug just a couple of levels into the stats that it's given me, they have not been professionally produced data or statistics. So we just have to be so careful. And this is, I think, the biggest blind spot online entrepreneurs currently have, is how much they're relying on AI to do their thinking for it. Think about it. Your best asset, the reason that you started a business, the reason why you would have had some initial success, is because of you. It's because of your insight. It's because of your understanding of what it is that you're doing and how you're helping people. And if you're going to literally remove that and hand it over to a computer that's the same computer everyone else is using as well, you've instantly lost your competitive edge. Now, people might say, well, yes, but it's speeding up my marketing and people will buy from me because I'm me. And yeah, I've heard that before. And there is an argument around your brand where you are being yourself, and that will help people who are aligned to you to get to know you, to trust you. But it very quickly diminishes. You take away your credibility, your authority and your authenticity the moment that you've outsourced your thinking, your strategy, and your content to AI. And that is where a lot of online businesses have and entrepreneurs are using AI because they think it's speeding up the bit that was hard before, right? And guess what? If you look around, look at those who are successful. They're not successful because they found a tool to take over from them, to speed things up from them. They're successful because they are doing what other people aren't willing to do. They're doing what is hard and other people give up on. So, what's hard? Well, figuring out your go-to-market strategy. What place in the market are you going to position yourself in that you can stand out with something different, with a really strong message that's not generic, that's not automated, that doesn't sound like everyone else. Well, AI is not the place that's doing that for you. It comes from here. When it comes from within you, it carries your own energetic signature, which is unique. There is nobody else on the planet like you. So why on earth would you want to take that away and outsource it to AI? That is going to literally cut off your only grounding for that unique strength position in the market. You'll be removing it. The other thing that you really should be doing, that what people find hard, is offer development. So sometimes, very rarely, people stumble across an offer that works straight away. They're like, well, I created an offer and it sells and it works. Most of the time, there will be many iterations. So you'll create something and test it and then think, adjust it and test it again, test again, until you find the sweet spot, until you find what's really working well for both you and for your clients, because it does need to be that win-win. There's really no point developing an offer that's a win for your client and not a win for you, because there's no sustainability in that at all. So these are the areas that a lot of people find hard, mainly because it doesn't happen overnight. It does take a little bit of time, patience, determination to get to that result. And this is what today we're all so impatient. We want it now. We want to be, millionaires yesterday. We want to have the business that's the dream business immediately. How often do I see people saying, well, I started 3 months ago and it's not working? I'm like, gosh, 3 months? Like, give it some time. It's okay. That's normal. But you can speed it up. The thing is, it's not about outsourcing that thinking. Your competitive edge is your brain and your sight, your unique insights. Outsourcing that to AI is actually taking away your competitive edge. Even though you think you're speeding it up, it's going to take longer. So why on earth would you do that? Please see me, hear me on this. I have been in online business as an entrepreneur ever since 2010, which is this year, 16 years. So fairly long time. I've had 2 businesses of my own. I've seen many different trends come and go. Back in 2010, there was a lot about, it was e-commerce, directory websites, that was online business. Most other businesses were very little online. They had a website that was kind of like a brochure. Fast forward 16 years, everybody's online. People are using social media as a primary business method. Some don't even have websites. Most do. But the landscape has significantly changed. The thing is that the strategy that you need to have to run a business successfully has not changed. It's just the way that we're putting it out there has changed. You still need a strong market position, and you still need an offer that is what matches that positioning. That's the really nice pairing, like wine and cheese that go together. That's what happens when you have that, and that's what works. So I can hear my kids have just come home from school, and it is my daughter's birthday today. She's turned 9. So I'm going to sign off today. And if you've loved this business advice, if you want to hear more, and I'll definitely be sharing a lot more about this, about marketing specifically for coaches, consultants, online experts, going deeper into different parts of strategy, then make sure you hit subscribe on this channel, and I will tune in again, and I hope to see you there. Bye.